Hello everyone, my name is Trifium and welcome back to another round of the Misfits Racing League. We are here of course for Tier 3 action. We are racing around the iconic Spa-Francorchamps, and joining me for this Belgium Grand Prix, the Belgian Grand Prix of course, none other than Alex Bitto all the way from Spain. How are you doing today, Alex?
Hello everyone. Very good here for today. For today's race here with Tier 3, and well, very excited as always. This driver is always bringing the best of the action.
Round 14 now here for Spa, and Tier 3 has provided us with so much fantastic racing over the course of this season. I have no doubt that this is going to be a race to remember. Of course, we're going to have the roll of the dice. Let's take a look at the circuit. Of course, very iconic, legendary circuit. 19 turns, so much elevation change here. 7 kilometers with 2 very significant DRS zones, of course, coming up through the Kemmel Straight. And then, of course, in the back end. And we have, well, such a really solid grid here. I think we have one driver missing today. I'm really looking forward to this race. It's going to be a fantastic week. Of course, we have the Americas division racing tonight, Tier 2 tomorrow, Tier 1 on Thursday, and then we have APAC Sunday as well as Formula 2 on the YouTube channel. Of course, we take a look at the calendar. Italy next week, round 15. Well, the Temple of Speed, I imagine a lot of the drivers looking forward to that one, and I think this is quite a solid race for, you know, everyone with the anticipation for Spa. It's such an iconic circuit. Next, and then we have the 16th round through Singapore. Following that, Russia, Japan, the United States, Mexico, Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi. Of course, massive shout out to our partners, Next Level Racing. You can check them out via the link in the chat, or of course the panels down below on their website for some amazing sim racing rigs, motion sims, wheel stands, and things of the sorts for the beginner to advanced racer. They have everything from GT to Formula style stuff as well. Now, of course, down to business with the standings, retaining us off to a solid lead still, despite that very dynamic Hungarian Grand Prix last week, Alex. And then we have Yasko here in second position with Maka rounding out the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. We also have Red Bull leading the constructors with Racing Point not too far behind them, Alfa Romeo in third. That is how things are shaping up for the standings. That being said, we are just about ready to go racing here in Spa.
Yes, I think we're only waiting for one driver. 2 reserves we have for today's race. I think it was Noel Carlman on his debut, and Coffee Sipper, not the new driver. We have seen him on the Sundays on F2, and well, I hope they both do a very good job on their debut.
Well, best of luck to them. And a circuit like Spa, well, it'd be nice to have a solid debut around a circuit like this. That would be nice and historical for them. We'll see how they do here in the Tier 3 division today. Driving for, of course, the Pirates Reserve division of the MRL. They are able to go here. And of course, welcome to everyone. We are very excited to jump into action here. Of course, we're going to have 18 minutes of qualifying, followed by a 50% distance race, which will be 22 laps. And well, we'll have to see how tire strategies shape up here, as well as we'll see what the weather forecast is. I think we're missing the Alfa Romeo of Adam today, and the Williams of Alex Bud, if I am not mistaken, are the 2 drivers full-time not present.
Yes, you're right. Both drivers not able to attend today, and well, I really hope they can come back next week on Italy, which should be a super intense race there on Monza.
Getting everybody sorted out in the lobby. I believe we have all drivers now in and taking their positions. Teams readied up, and Alex Budd in the chat here doing a little bit of multitasking, working on a university assignment. Of course, priorities, ladies and gentlemen, the education, the utmost importance. Good to see you, Alex. Hope you stay focused and your work done.
Well, I wouldn't like to miss the tier 3 action, but if you need to, well, you have to. So, well, right now, rating up, of course, as you said, 22 laps on a track that is very, very long, more than 7 kilometers, and one straight of DRS. Sorry, two. You have, of course, the main straight as well. Of course, it's short, and normally there's no vertex there, but, well, we have that super straight, which is almost, well, even flat out between turn 1 and turn 8 from Les Sources to Les Combs. And I really think we can see a lot of battle there. And of course, the DRS is very important, the battery management as well, and the DRS if it's on dry conditions as well.
I think battery management, yeah, what you've just mentioned there, absolutely critical here around Spa. We're here in the Ardennes Forest, and even with all the elevation change, it is extraordinarily difficult to reserve battery around such a flat-out circuit. I mean, there really isn't a lot of heavy braking zones here around Spa, and because it is so flowing, you're really up and pushing a lot of the lap around here. We'll have to see how everyone goes in this qualifying. Things looking clear here so far, Alex.
Yes, they look clear. I don't know how will be the race. Probably as well clear. We had a lot of action on the rain normally, but it seems like we have a little bit of rain at the end of the race.
Well, that's just the kind of drama you'd like to see around such a circuit. Of course, it is Spa, and rain, something I think everyone wants to see even a little bit of. Of course, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to see some dynamic racing this week, as this will be one of 5 MRL main division races, and of course we'll have the Formula 2 on Sunday. Rutanius is out in the Racing Point. Just ahead of him, well, Squid in the Williams, who's been doing a solid bit of driving this season. Spoke to him last week. I think he was a little disappointed that he didn't get himself a win in Hungary.
I mean, he was close. I think he was on track, finished on the podium, but then after penalties, I think he got demoted to P8. So the Williams driver will try to collect the podium again. He has been always there on the top, always providing us with good consistency and a good pace, but we'll try to do the same as always here on Spa. A difficult track can be well, probably you can see a DRS train here as well as in Silverstone, but I think it's, well, more up to the pace than that DRS.
Talking about safety cars in the chat right now, Alex, and it's a good point to talk about. What do you think about safety car probability here around Spa in the race?
I think can be medium high because we have that sector 2, which is so technical. After Les Combs, you can have a loss of grip there as well as on Bruxelles, and I actually think we can see probably 1 or even 2.
Well, we'll just have to see how things play off here, as now Squid will be the first driver to take us through a lap of the iconic Spa. Alex, why don't you take us through it?
Yeah, now on the main straight, braking for first corner here on last source, trying to get the power as soon as possible. There on the exit, turns to flat out. Well, he has traffic. I think it's his teammate, so probably it's not traffic. It probably is slipstream. Now up into Rojan Radillon on the slipstream of Noel Carman, the reserve for today on Williams, but we'll try to do the best as he can to put the Williams driver on the top. Now getting the slipstream there into last comes turn 7 and 8 and 9, very difficult, as I said, to get the grip very good, but he leaves it a little bit. He wants to be safe on the first attempt. Now on Bruxelles, very easy to lock up here. Now the Williams driver trying to put the traction as well here, very difficult. We can see a lot of mistakes there. And now invalidations here on the exit as well on No Name, going down to Puon, almost flat out section, but he of course lived on the first attempt of the qualifying for him, trying to close there the line to go to the left hand side of this track on turn 13 and 14, taking the maximum of those curves there on turn 15 to enter sector 3, which is almost flat out. So it's a very mixed track. You need the aerodynamics on sector 2, but the power and of course the straight line speed on sector 3 and sector 1.
We'll have to see what he's able to put across the timing tower now. The Williams driver will be the first driver to set a run now Rutanius is behind him. You can see on the track map right now he is quite tight to the Williams. Not sure if there's any impediment there. We'll see in a second. But you'll see Squid now at 42.399 switching to the Racing Point to the line now. It's a 41.594. And that is a massive jump ahead of where Squid landed himself. 8/10 is that gap right now. And those are the first 2 times set here. Grenade jumps the Williams as well as Linus. So it's the Ferraris 2-4 for the moment. Grenade a 42.350. And that's really only, well, half a tenth ahead of Squid. Back row 41.823. And he's the second driver to jump in with a sub 142. Dirk Chocolate comes across the line. The McLaren, if he went P4, he gets pushed as Maka, the Haas driver, knocks him through. Now we have 8 times, 9 times as Moen comes across the line on the board, Alex.
Yeah, I have seen some drivers that are like Duncan Yu, Undertaker, or Becario now going to the pits, but they were on mediums. As Undertaker crosses the line to set a 43.5 on those mediums. And, well, probably want just to test a little bit this track, as well as Jasko and Williams, and then, well, going full send. With those softs, there's no huge advantage going on those mediums, but, well, still, if you qualify on the bottom 10, you probably can try a different strategy. I think that's what they will probably try if you are on those last spots.
We saw Damon come through into 11th position here. Happy to see Damon back in that McLaren after having some technical issues recently. Noel Carlman here coming through to the line in the Williams. We saw him give the toe to Squid. Now he comes through a 41.703 and get in there, Williams. What a time from him on his debut, Alex.
Yeah, he's right there. Only 2 tenths, not even, behind the leader of the championship and ahead of some fast drivers. He has been, well, very good on his first attempt here on qualifying. We'll hope that it goes like this. But at the moment, well, it's going glorious.
Taking a look at the other reserve here today. Coffee Sipper now filling in for Adam to the line. The 11 of 42.565, his first run of the session. And we have now just shy of 12 minutes remaining. Yasko in the Red Bull is on the move. And, well, he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting lately, Alex, in some of these races. What do you think we're going to see out of the Red Bull?
Jasko, I guess you saw it.
That's right.
As he's going to go to cross this line, setting a lap of 42.8 at the, well, it seems like the fastest of the medium runners at the moment. Jasko has been probably not the most consistent driver here, but lately he has been on a good streak of podiums. I think, well, he won, if I'm not mistaken, Hungary. He went for the podium on Silverstone after having a puncture. Well, right now, of course, still setting that lap on the mediums. Probably later he will go on the subs and probably qualify on the top 5.
Well, fastest lap right now, 41.594 from Rutanius. Noel in second position, 41.703, just shy by about a tenth and a couple hundredths there. Calm before the storm right now. Unicorn seems to be one of the only flyers on circuit. Not sure if Gadwin's flying. No, he is not at the moment. He's presently P13, but Unicorn in the Renault. Well, he had some technical issues with his brake in Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken, which was really hampered him. And then we saw him in Hungary. He had a little bit of an issue in Hungary as well. We'll see what he's able to do now here around Spa.
Well, he's really pushing right now. This is Surf Flyer, I think. And, well, Cactus is already off. I think probably he lost it.
Not entirely sure what's happening.
I don't know either, but it seems like the Mercedes driver will probably start last if Unicorn sets a lap, as well as Vicario, which is still on P18 on the Haas. Well, very interesting to see that. But yeah, Unicorn meanwhile on sector, so he was wide and he will be invalidating that lap. So
That's tough.
he will, yeah, that's harsh to him. Now he'll have to wait and set another lap later.
Jumping on not too far behind him, Alex, the Spaniard. Vicario in the Haas. He's on the move. A little bit of traffic ahead of him.
I think one of the Red Bulls wants to set a lap. Yeah, I think it's back row. Back row on his out lap. He set up 41.8 as his first flyer. Right now on P3. Well, and I think he has to be aware about Vicario in the back. I think he is. So, well, right now Vicario on his flyer. Going out of Blanchimon. Now on the bus stop.
Get
chicane.
ugly.
A little bit of dirty here, I might say, but I'm not really sure about that. Ooh. Snap of oversteer out of the last corner,
Yeah, no
probably
improvement.
a little bit affecting that.
Not really.
Yeah, I think he improved.
Did he improve there? I didn't see a delta come through.
He didn't settle up before.
That reminds me of a certain German.
I think so. As Moen has lost the car out of Rallion, so that's the second DNF here on qualifying. If Cactus crashed as well, but well, he already retired. But Moen there on the exit, as we can see on board with Damon Place, there's a racing point facing the wall.
Bad luck there for Moen. And ladies and gentlemen, that of course is a very tricky bit of circuit right there that can prove to be, well, quite bad should you get it wrong.
You really need to be smooth there on the steering. You can't do like super aggressive moves there on the steering, because otherwise you can, well, it can happen that because the rears just step off and, well, you're there facing the wall, as you can see with Moen, who will start as his best position on P17 as Undertaker. I think he was flyer on the mediums. Well, no, not on the mediums, on the softs. He changed the tires already, so he'll try to improve. I think he's improving, of course, on those faster compound, which is known the softs.
I think a lot of these drivers need to be concerned with Yasko setting those times on the medium compound tire. Should he get onto those softs in this race, he will be quite quick. Now Rutanius on a flyer, he comes through into some traffic in the Alfa Romeo. He runs a bit wide on the curbing, and he has invalidated that run, which is very unfortunate for the Dutchman. Back row will take now. Provisional pole, it's a 41.586, just shy of 100th ahead of the Dutchman now, sitting in second position. Rutanius not going to be thrilled about that. Arrow, well, the Mercedes, who has been slated for a potential back-to-back pole, well, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, with 6 minutes remaining, he has also invalidated his run and will be on his way back into the pit lane.
Yeah, Arrow, I think he invalidated there. He's going to the pits. As I think it was Squid who's flying right now on last comms, so he's not improving on first sector. We'll see on second sector, but I think he's going more aggressive there on those, well, not chicane, but those, well, last comms. It's a very technical part of the track, and if you really nail that part, you're really going to push and improve by a lot of time.
There he comes down the hill. Ooh, big snap there. And he is going to run wide. That keeps the time valid here, but I'm afraid this will not be a competitive improvement. We'll see what the split is as he comes through into Sector 3 in a moment.
Well, he has put 0 deployment there on the battery, so I don't think he will be improving.
Definitely.
So probably he will be heading to the pits.
Back on the way into the pits after setting that P4, 41.842 now. Of course, the time for the Haas. A lot of drivers in the top 10 in the pit lane right now. We'll take a look at Lavelle. He is not presently flying. Dunk on You also not presently flying. Potential in-laps for the pair of them. Dirt Chocolate.
Oh, they're Chocolate as well, I think.
Yep, Dirt
He had a slipper from his teammate. No, he's going to the pits. Coffee Sipper is flying.
Jump on with the Alfa Romeo, who's here in a reserve capacity. Damon Plays might have just crossed the line with an improvement, jumping on the rear of his teammate there. Yeah, I think he did a 42.391. 1 millisecond on the rear of his teammate in Dirt Chocolate. Coffee Sipper jumps the pair now punches them out of the top 10, and that's the Alfa Romeo reserve here now. Coffee Sipper on his debut into the top 10. 4 minutes remaining.
Very good debut from both, I think. Both on the top 10 at the moment, Noel on that third spot, and Coffee Sipper on that top 10. So Gadwin right now will be flying as well out of no name. We'll see if he can improve that time. It's a 43.2 at the moment for the AlphaTauri driver. Now out of one, very technical. It's so difficult to nail this track. It's a very long track strip, and well, just nail all these 20 corners, I think it is, this track. Well, it's very, very difficult.
It is very difficult indeed here now. Gadon coming through into Sector 3 with a major improvement. 3.5 tenths. We'll see what he's able to find through the final sector. The AlphaTauri driver. The Finn driver now. He's had some very solid performances in the Tier 3 division this season, most notably in the wet conditions. I can guarantee you he might be looking for some wet conditions here today at the end of this race now. Coming through the chicane. What is he able to do when he gets to the line? 43.081.
It's an improvement, but not enough to beat that 16th place time from Becario. So at the moment, 2 minutes, probably even more, 3 minutes for these drivers. So probably he has time to do another one, but I think he's flying again.
Arrow right now coming down Camel Straight. We will see what he is able to do here. You can see Noel pulled off on his outlap just ahead of the Macomb section. Big snap for the Spaniard. There's a car around. Who is that? Is that Gadwin? That is Gadwin in the AlphaTauri, who has had an issue here in the qualifying. That is unfortunate to see.
Oh, he has been disqualified. He has been disqualified from, I think, going on the wrong way. So the game didn't like that, and he will be starting last on the last spot here on Spa. But now Arrow, I don't know if he's improving after that mistake, but we'll see on the second split. When he enters Sector 3, no, I think he will abort this lap.
Yeah, definitely not looking too rapid right now. Just coming out of Sector 2, well, he is most definitely not improving on this run. And as you said, I think he'll probably just let this one go. Their chocolate has begun a flyer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on board with the McLaren. I think back row might have just completed. We'll just wait until Dirk gets onto the straight and check in with him. But Dirk now, I spoke to him earlier. Got solid expectations. He wants to get himself into the podium positions at the very least, if not a win here today.
I mean, he's there on the top 10. Well, not on the top 10, but on the high spots. P11, and I think he can improve that. Of course, he's flying right now. But, well, will be very tough to fight for the win, of course, with this field, as Undertaker retires on the pits. And Demon Blaze goes wide on Bruchel. I don't know if he did a mistake or just letting, I think it's Zasco by. Yeah, it's Zasco. They're flying as well, as his teammate is going to enter Sector 3. Right now, the pole sitter. Provisional pole sitter, as we're waiting all these top 5 to settle up.
A lot of time's going to start to come through here now. I think that was Becario who just jumped into 5th position. 41.892 from him. Very nice time. The Haas drivers doing good.
Squid lost it out of Stabilo, and he will not be starting on the top 10.
Here goes Backrow with an improvement. 1.5 tenths the improvement from him now. We're going to jump back to, of course, Dirk Chocolate now in 12th position. He's coming through the chicane. What can the Brit do now? The McLaren driver to the line. This will be it for him. It's good for 4th, a 41.761. He'll be happy with that as long as no one is able to jump ahead of him. Damon, of course, his teammate coming in. Fiasco on the way into the pit lane.
I think Damon didn't have time to settle up. I think the clock, stopped before he was able to cross that line. Zasco's well aborted his lap, and I think Grenade Goran right now flying. I think he's improving 1/10 on first sector. We'll see when he crosses the second split. Right now on P7, and he can improve, I think, more. But Maka ahead of him as well. He tried to cross the line before.
This is very, very tight. Back row and Retanius now. The front row for this grid, for what it appears. A few more drivers on flyers now. Linus has retired.
Mac as well. Oh, Mac improved to P3, but Noel Carman will say, no, I'm going to stay here in the top 3 on my debut. So a very good qualifying for him. But we have still drivers, I think it was Unicorn, on that bus stop chicane, but he will abort his lap.
I think that's our qualifying. Back row, Retanius, Noel, your top 3. Noel doing it on his debut here as a reserve for Williams, filling in for Mr. Alex Budd. We have Maka in 4th, Grenade Gorn in 5th, Dirk in 6th, Beccario in 7th, with Arrow in 8th. Yasko rounds it in 9th, with Lavelle right behind him in the Alfa Romeo for your top 10. Duncan, you 11th, Coffee Sipper in 12th, Damon Plays in 13th position. We have Squid in 14th, Linus in 15th, Undertaker 16th, Unicorn 17th position for the Renault here, Mo in 18th position, Cactus. No time set from him, an issue, it would appear, for the Mercedes. Gadwin with an unfortunate issue resulting in a disqualification.
Zasko will be starting on the mediums, 3-lap all mediums. He's going for the alternative strategy, but he needs to, well, to not be, on any incident there on the beginning, and of course, well, not having a safety car on the first 10 of the softs, because otherwise that plan could not work.
There he is, back row from New Zealand, the Red Bull. Going to be very happy about pole position today. It was a 141.439. Retanius, the championship and division leader, of course. The racing point of 41.499 is 0.060. Gap to the pole sitter, Noel, the Swedish driver here, making his debut, of course, in the Williams as a reserve. A 10th off the pole sitter, and that is your top 3. What a lineup we have here for this race. And of course, we do have potential rain on the horizon. We'll go down through the rest of this grid on the formation lap.
Yes. The rain can be very difficult to spot when it's going to come down and when it's time to put those inters, if it's necessary to do that, because it can be there just right there on the end, and probably sometimes can be not worth to change all the compound. Of course, I think the pit stop here should be around 17-19 seconds lost when you change those tires. So I really don't know if it's worth it to pit. And when it's raining, well, it depends how much rains, because here on Spa, we know that the rain can be pretty tricky to spot, because sometimes on one sector can be very sleepy, and of course with a lot of rains, and probably the other sector on the opposite part of the track can be, well, dry enough to not be on those intermediates. But as well on Spa, on those on this forest of Arden, we can see the rain pouring down very, very heavily as we were waiting for this cloud to go down and start this session. We'll see what these drivers are trying to pick there on the formation lap, and of course on the first stint of their races. We will have Jasko, as we said before, on the top 10, actually on P9, starting on P9 on those mediums. We'll look at the bottom 10.
That is quite... that's very interesting to see there. A couple drivers on the softs. Majority on the mediums, with Cactus on the hards, which is... well, he's the sole driver on these hard compound tires, and we'll just have to see how that plays out here. 22 laps of racing.
Probably he's trying to go to the end. Not to the end, sorry, but to the rain.
Quite bold. Quite bold. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, let us know your predictions in the chat. Share the stream, get your friends in here. Big shout out to our fantastic partners, Next Level Racing, of course, trying to grow the Formula One community, and of course the just overall, hype around sim racing. Check them out on their website for some awesome sim racing rigs, wheel stands, motion sims. They've got it all. My name's Striffium here from Canada. Joining me all the way from Spain is Mr. Alejandro Bito, my dear friend with the passion. Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. This is F1, so of course, we're going to have that passion. And well, on the iconic track of Spa-Francorchamps, I think we're going to live to live a very good race here on Belgium.
Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you managed to catch us when we were in Season 2 of MRL, Belgium presented us with quite the dramas. Both races saw pretty well 50% of the grids retire, so we'll just have to see what happens here for Tier 3. It is the first of 5 Belgian Grand Prix that we have here of the full MRL division, and we also have the fantastic Formula 2 racing action that you can find on YouTube live now every weekend on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight, 8 p.m. British Summertime.
Not only that, but I think this week as well we have endurance.
That's right, we do. That'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight. I believe that's 10 p.m. EST. And 11 p.m. for those in Central Europe. That is the Endurance Series race, 100%, and that will be live here on Saturday. I think we're racing Vietnam this week.
I think so. All the drivers there on the back putting the car on their spots. So I think we were waiting for Linus, who probably had a slow last corner. So now we're ready.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Spa. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here around the Ardennes Forest. We are about to go, and the drivers are away racing. Rutanius with a rocket launch off the line. The Racing Point already ahead of the Red Bull around the outside through Lasauce. What a move from him. That's the exact start he wanted, but there's some drama at the rear. Who is that? Beccario. In the Haas, there is some debris on circuit, a severe collision being awarded to Yasko, but there is a virtual safety car now being deployed.
Arrow on Rally Leon, he lost it completely, but he has luck to not retire there. Virtual safety car deployed, as you said. So there's an exchange there between Unicorn and Godwin, but yeah, the virtual safety car has come here on Spa on lap number 1, and he has suffered a lot of positions on the start.
Time and Tower right now playing up a little bit, but we can confirm Rutanius, the Racing Point, did in fact take back row the Red Bull for lead of this race off the line. Noel maintained 3rd position. We're now under VSC conditions. Maka is in 4th.
I think there was contact between Zasco and Vicario. I think Zasco tried to make the move on the inside of Vicario, and I think he spun around the Haas. As now back row very close on the back of Rutanius. There on turn 13, doesn't seem like it will work there. Probably the tires are a little bit cold after that BSC, and now he'll try to push. I don't think anyone got a drive-through during that BSC, but I think we have some exchanges there and a yellow flag.
Well, Lavella has no wing right now. Absolutely no wing on the front of that Alfa Romeo, and he is struggling right now to get through Sector 2. He's been letting the entirety of this field by. Right now, Grenade within 3/10 of Maka. Things are tight. We have another yellow through Sectors 2 and 3. I'm afraid that is still Moen. Now what's happened with the Racing Point? Not entirely sure. We'll take a look in a second.
Squid.
As Coffee Sipper Squid getting a move now into the chicane. The Williams making up a position over the Alfa Romeo Reserve.
There's a lot of space between P6 and P7. Almost 8 seconds, I would say. I don't know what happened there on the BSC, but Coffee Sipper seems like he fell asleep there during that part of the GP. Oh, he has damage. He has damage on his front wing. So that's why, probably.
Yeah, front left end plate is missing. And we're seeing some pit stops come through now. Yasko, Lavelle in Time and Tower will correct itself momentarily, is the hope. Now we have Squid defending the Alfa Romeo despite the damage. Coffee Sipper still going to put some pressure on Squid. Not going to give in just easy.
On the outside of Linus, he will try it, but Linus is on mediums, not has that grip as the Mercedes driver on the softs. Now he'll try it on Bruchel's corner, but it doesn't seem likely. He'll try the inside, but Linus goes wide, so Arrow will take that place. Now up into P17, if I'm not mistaken.
Not entirely sure what the positions are reading us right now. Take a look back at the Alfa Romeo here as Dunk on You is starting to catch up with Coffee Sipper here. That damage on the front left not going to be helping him through a circuit like Spa.
That sector 2 is going to be a struggle. I think it was the left end plate, so it's going to be very bad on Bruxelles, on Las Coms, and a lot of corners where you need the all that downforce. Now Duncan, you're really pushing that overtake button, trying to overtake Coffee Sipper, the receive driver to there for Alfa Romeo, covering Daniel Monaf. Okay, Adam now on the inside. Those mediums, what a dive from the Renault. Will be ahead then of the Alfa Romeo. He will try. Who's there? It's Damon.
That's
just on the back
nice.
as well.
We had a nice view of that, ladies and gentlemen.
DRS is enabled now, Striff, and all of these top 6 are on DRS zone. Back row very close on Rutenius. He will not even open the overtake button, but now very close. He doesn't need the energy to go around the outside of the leader of the championship. Back row side by side on Les Coms. There's contact there, but it's not enough to make anything major. Now Rutenius will hold there. What a good defensive from him, but Noel now will try to go on the inside. No, it's very risky at that breaking point.
That would have been a day late, dollar short had he sent that in there. The Williams driver just taking a look. Here goes Duncan Yu on the rear of the Alfa Romeo here. Coffee Sipper, the wing. It's not helping him right now. Duncan Yu, he's being held up. Look at the gap, 2 seconds to squid ahead. Duncan Yu.
Coffee Sipper re-overtook Duncan Yu. Duncan Yu had the move on him on bus stop, as we saw.
Here goes Damon. Damon's got some work to do. He's looking at the outside of Duncan Yu. He holds it in 9th, the Renault, and we've had an issue down the hill. Linus. Well, Linus is stuck. He's got those tires absolutely burning in first. I have no idea what this Ferrari's got on in this car right now, but those tires are not going where he needs them to go. Is he beached right now? What?
Yeah, the rears are not touching the ground.
This
so
Ferrari is beached, and he's been DSQ'd, Alex. Oh my, he's been DSQ'd from this race. The car is beached on the curbing. Oh my.
The rears were not able to touch the ground, so he was not able to move there. Oh, that's very unlucky. I've never seen that.
Welcome to the MRL, ladies and gentlemen. You see it all here. Damon plays on the rear of Duncan Yu right now.
He's very close with Duncan Yu. I think will try the move rather than Damon on him. Very easy move, it seems, there on Camel Straight. Now we'll go.
Well, I think Damon might have an opportunity on the Alfa Romeo as well. He looks to the inside. He has to jump on the brakes here. A little bit of confusion, it would seem.
Very tight now. Coffee Sipper will lose a lot of time here on sector 2. I think even Duncan Yu will break the DRS window. Maka very close on Noel Corman. Seems like on Puan. But this train on the top, I think this can be mega if someone goes for an undercut on the early stage and then can probably take the lead of this race.
Alex, Scars has just come through from Alfa Romeo to let us know that we have potential rain as early as 5 minutes from now.
This can be very good for Duncan Yu, the first driver on the mediums right now. He's a little bit of, well, not of pace because he's really pushing, but the lead is very, like, let's say, he has a lot of gap between him and the lead. As we have a yellow flag, I think that's Cactus.
Arrow.
Arrow.
It's Arrow, yeah, just coming out of sector 2. Through in the first turn of sector 3 here. And he has not got any damage. Damon plays Coffee Sipper now wheel to wheel through the chicane. Damon has been hunting down this Alfa Romeo. Cactus is on the rear of this with the front row seats and the popcorn. Coffee Sipper on the inside as we come through into La Sauce now. Damon will try to hold this now in 9th around the outside with the wing. He is going to get this move done. We're going to stay with Cactus here to see if he's got enough of an opportunity to make a run here. You got to remember, Cactus is on these hards. Maka, grenade exchanging. They're up through Lacombe. Maka is here as well with Dirk just on the rear of him. Oh my God, so much action as we come through now. Coffee Sipper gets the position back for 9th. Nothing doing just yet for Cactus, and Damon is not going to be happy that he's being held up by this Alfa Romeo right now.
Yeah, we have to remember the Alfa Romeo has damage. That's why his pace on Sector 2 is not that good, but then on the straights he can really push there and defend with the DRS and of course the overtake button. And now look at the grip difference between both drivers.
So much grip difference. We're watching Damon's teammate right now, Dirk, hunt down Maka. We'll switch back to Damon as it's tight coming down the hill. We'll see if he's got a run here. He looks to the outside. You can see that front end plate missing on the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of a tap from the front to the rear for Damon here. Cactus just behind them is going to be looking to inherit position, but he's had a disconnection. Cactus has had a disconnection, and as we come through into Sector 3 now, you can see the clouds really starting to come through. Yasko's also had an issue. Here comes Damon now. He just gets it through. Cactus now back in the session. We'll see the timing tower disappear in a moment once he retakes control of his car, but that is Damon through ahead of the Alfa Romeo into the chicane, and I think that might be the last of Coffee Sipper's defensive opportunities here. We'll see what he's able to do as we come out of turn 1 in a few moments' time here.
Yeah, I think Cactus just is in control of his car as the time is going to reset. There's Squid, I think. No, very close, as well as Grenade, and it's Maka and Dirk. Maka got that move on Dirk on the Camel Straight. Now up into P5 again. It was on P4 2 laps back, and now we're again on P5, the Haas driver. But I think he lost the DRS with
Gadwin with Cactus right now. Cactus, well, he was on the inside there. Gadwin's getting him. We'll take a look at Gadwin in just a second. Cactus is back in control of his car. Of course, he is on the hard still, Cactus. So a little bit more pace in these mediums right now.
Yeah, the mediums should have more pace until probably lap 11, probably lap 12, well, even 14 or 15.
It is getting so dark here, Alex.
Just look at the sky. Just look at the sky. It's super great.
Well, we'll have to be looking out for some raindrops. Coffee Sipper takes a 3-second time penalty, and this will be a good time to take a look at the time penalties. 3 seconds for Coffee Sipper. We have Cactus with 5 seconds. Here goes Undertaker around the left-hand side of the Alfa Romeo, and that'll be an easy move.
Genius.
Done for him.
To the pits. Genius to the pits. We'll see what he wants to choose. Probably mediums to go safe to the end. But, well, I was thinking about an option to put for softs and go to the rain to the softs if you really think the rain is going to be for intermediates. But he doesn't want to risk it. He's the leader of the championship, and, well, here's probably one of the reasons.
Very interesting strategy coming out of him. Damon right now, wheel to wheel with the Racing Point on exit out of the pit lane. Damon is going to get ahead of Rutanius for the moment. Now DRS in play for Rutanius.
Oh, there's a massive crash on Rally Leon. I think it's Godwin.
No. Oh. I don't know what I've seen here. I think there might be a little bit of desync going on with the Alpha Tauri right now.
I think he just teleported to the back of Cactus. Yeah, I think he had probably his AI just had something and then reported back, I guess.
There's another disconnect. This is very unfortunate for these drivers that this is occurring at this time. Fortunately, there's only so much that we can do as the league to counteract some of this stuff, but we appreciate everyone's patience and support regardless.
I think Coffee Sipper beat it for softs again. Coffee Sipper right now is in the back of the car and he's really pushing because that tire differential is, well, very big there, and there's a mistake from Squid.
Ooh. Good for him. He's got some traffic coming behind right now. We'll have to see how it goes. Beccaria now coming through. You can see Squid's been passed by now by not only the Haas, but the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull as well. Undertaker, Cactus having an exchange now as Cactus is back in control of his vehicle, and you can see Damon was the first to cross the line since that took place. Our timings now leaving us. Damon on the rear of Noel as Noel exits the pit lane. Noel on fresh mediums. Damon now will get ahead of the Williams.
It's raining. I think it's raining.
It
right?
is. It is raining as we come through the Kemmel Straight, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to say, this might be very, very bad luck for anybody who has pit so far. Damon overtaken by Noel. But Damon, he might be laughing right now, I have to say, in the cockpit of that McLaren, Alex, because he's on the mediums and he's seeing rain.
He hasn't bid because Noel as well as on the mediums. The thing is, of course, that pace on the mediums of Rutenius and Noel will be superior to the grip and pace of the top 4 who haven't bid yet. But still, well, this top 4 are really waiting for the rain to really pour down and change for intermediates.
1-800-CALL-FOLTS in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
That was good.
Yeah.
Really
yeah. Yeah. That's some idiot in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute bangers all the time. Okay.
Now Dirk on the back of Maka, who will try it on the outside of the bus stop to Kane. Maka will hold the inside, very blade breaking there. We have to remember it's raining and the grip probably can't be there. Of course, old tires as well, 8-lap old softs at this stage on the first 10. And not only 8 laps, but the wear of the qualifying as well.
Well, if Dirk's going to get a shot at some track position here, this is going to be it right now before these softs are not doing anything for anybody. Maka right now. Look at the run on this McLaren as we come up the hill. Dirk is lifting because he's got such a run on the rear of this Haas. That's an easy move for the McLaren. There's no question about it. It was easy, but not. But like he had to struggle up the hill there, and that could be so critical. But as you come down Kemmel, you can see the clear-cut pace. Dunk on you, Rutenius. Wheel to wheel right now. Rutenius, he is on the fresh rubber, but dunk on you, holding this 5th position right now. The Dutchman not going to be happy about this. It is going to bring Noel closer.
Yeah, I think on this sector too, Noel really needs to push to to close that gap from 1.2 to 1.0 on the DRS window, and he's doing it. He's doing it. It's 1.2 now, an exchange between Beccari and Coffee Sipper on Kemmel Straight. Seems like Beccari had the DRS because DRS is enabled yet. It's raining, but DRS is enabled, so it seems like it's still for dries. Well, for the dry compounds, softs or mediums or hards, even for Cactus. So we will see when the inters really come to play.
Well, something I love, and I always talk about it in these weather dynamic races when you have changeovers, is when tires start to degrade, they get slidey, and you might think it's the rain when it's not. Let's see who comes in first for these intermediate tires. Do we even see the intermediate tires? Well, Bacro's coming in, but there's no way. There's no way he does this right now. Do you think he goes for the inners, Alex?
Oh, no, he's going for the mediums.
He's going for mediums now.
He's going for the mediums. Probably they think this rain will be staying like this and not changing to intermediates. Now there's a spin again for Squid, I think it was. On the same spot as he did.
It is the same spot. Very unfortunate for the Williams.
Very unlucky. And I guess he was pushing there on new mediums. Try to really push and catch because he had that mistake before. And well, he has done the same there. I think he touched the inside curb. And that's what really risky, as you can see.
Dunk on you. Rutenius, Noel, in the train, Alex. Here goes Rutenius. He's looking for the Renault now. To the inside. Tight. Dunk on you now. He's been overtaken for 4th position. Noel is so close to that Renault now. We'll see what he is able to do. A little bit of a snap here.
No, he will not try on the inside. Again, he's looking there, but not doing the move, of course. We have another train there behind Unicorn. On the softs, Coffee Sipper will try it now on Kemmel Straight. Seems like an easy move on the outside, but we'll see on the braking zone. Unicorn still side by side there. There's a yellow flag. There's virtual safety car. Moen is out. Moen is out after crashing on Blanchimont. It doesn't seem like that part of the track right now is on flat out on the throttle. As you can see there, he lost the car on Blanchimont, and that's a virtual safety car. That's lucky for some drivers, but not for others.
I wonder if we're going to see the full safety car at any point in time in this race. This is now the 2nd virtual safety car we've had deployed here. Moen, unfortunately, on the left-hand side there, you can see now out of this race. DRS now enabled as we're back to green flag racing, and now Grenade, Dirk, Maka, your top 3, and this could work out very well for them should they stretch those soft. Well, Dirk's coming in.
This is for inserts. This is for inserts. Squid is closing the gap massive. He's in inserts, Squid, as well. He's on inserts. Look at the gap with Arrow. Oh, this has to be critical, and Grenade is out.
Oh!
Stay out.
No, with a huge snap coming across the line. He's gone into the wall, and he's coming back on circuit now. Fast movers coming through. Cactus is going to catch up with the Williams as well. Are we going to see anything as a result of that spin here? There was a yellow flag, but there will not be any VSC or safety car of the sort. Dirk now will come out in 8th position. Noel with damage will try to overtake him. We're coming up the hill now, Alex. It's Dirk. Noel wheel to wheel as we come up the hill. He's got damage. Dirk might not know. This is sketchy. Dirk around the outside. The Williams trying to give him a bit of a squeeze. Dirk has to do some major lifting to get that move done. My God.
But DRS is still enabled, but the inters are faster. Has to be just the crossover there, but Dirk, I think, is in a very good position to win this race. The gap before pitting, I think, was 6.4 with Renate Goran, who will stay out. They're on the 10th lap, all softs. He will have to pit on this lap. There's a yellow flag again. That's Squid on the intermediates, losing the car out of Stabilo. Not the better.
I think it's too early. I think it's too early, Alex.
I don't think so. Look at Dirk. I think he's closing the gap.
It's a big track. It's a big track, though. I don't know.
I mean, I saw the gap between Squid and Arrow there on 18 and 17 when he pitted for inserts, and the gap was really, really close in the drift. Right now, I don't know if it was a mistake from Arrow rather than good pitch from Squid, as Maka overtakes Noel with the damage. Squid retires on box, so he's not been happy with, well, his race so far. Now he'll retire that car. Zasko on the inside of the car there on turn 13. Now we'll try on 14. There's a snap for the Red Bull. Still side by side there with the Haas driver.
I have to tell you, I think that we're on these dry still. Yasko Beccario with a bit of a snap on the rear of the Red Bull has cost him a massive amount of time. He's been able to catch that. Grenade's now in. I think someone else might have just crashed. I heard something. I heard something as it was on with Beccario. Grenade onto the inners.
Shane is staying out. Duncan is staying out.
I think Rutanius made a really big play here.
We'll see the gap between Grenade and back row, but it's increasing. It's increasing. This is for tries. This is for tries. The DRS is still enabled. There's an exchange between back row and Damon Place now on the inside of Plus Comms. Seems like an easy move, but yeah, I think you're right. I think this is for tries still.
This has to be for dries. Dirk has dropped off significantly. We have Undertaker right now. He's still keeping well with Cactus, who's on these hard compound tires. Cactus is breaking down this gap to Grenade. And Damon, well, he's just sitting here on the rear of back row. And of course, just like to take a moment, thank you so much to Nico for the Prime subscription. Thank you so much to everybody in the stream for the support, the followers, the viewers, the chatters, everybody. Thank you so much for the support, and big shout out to our partners, Next Level Racing, as well. We're just over the halfway point here for this first of 5 Belgian Grand Prix this week of the Americas later this evening. But welcome to Tier 3, everyone. My name's Strifium. Joining me from Spain is Alex Bitto.
Back row now in the back of Duncan Yu. 10 lap, well, difference of 10 laps between both mediums. Now he's really pushing, because the real gap between both leaders, Rutinius and back row, is 4 seconds already, as Duncan Yu goes wide on Blanchimon. There's an exchange between Zasko and Gadwin. They're on turn 13 and 14. I think Zasko with better pace there. I think Gadwin is disconnected already.
Take a look here with Yasko quickly. Gadwin, yes, he has had a disconnection of some capacity, which is very, very unfortunate. And this has been such a call. Well, this is an interesting call now for Rutanius. And now Rutanius, the driver who came in early for those mediums, is now coming in. Well, he's coming in for the inners, and a lot of these drivers starting to think it's in time for an inner switch, and I still don't know if we're there yet, Alex. I genuinely think this might be a mistake.
Grenade is faster than Damon's, but I don't think Grenade is faster than Backrow, who's on new mediums. So it's very close. I think he has a win. Grenade has a win 1/10.
Maka gets around the outside of Duncan Yu as you come up the hill, and that could have been quite dangerous. We have a yellow flag now. Lavelle out of this race. What's happened with the Alfa Romeo? That is on the exit of the pit lane, I believe. just outside of turn 1. I can't see him right now.
I think he lost it on the straight, or he lost it on the exit of the pits, and the car teleported back to the line.
Well, there's
on the
a
main
certain
straight.
car coming out of the pit lane right now, Alex, and it's the safety car. This has changed everything.
I mean, I think now we can see if this is for inches or not, but I don't think still yet. It's so confusing
Wow.
because you have the DRS enabled, you have the insert, almost all the grid except Cactus on the hards, Demon plays on the mediums, and Backer as well on new mediums. Everyone is on intermediate, and
This has
it
worked
doesn't
out
seem like they will change
massively
again.
for a few of these drivers here. It's worked out massively for a few of these drivers. I'm curious to see where Cactus comes out here. I'm curious to see if he even switches, to be fair.
Well,
What if he stays out?
I think it can be a big play. I mean, I think he needs to pit to stop for softs or inserts, but he has to pit, I think. The thing is, which are Backrow is going in, I think it's for inserts because he was on new mediums. Probably he can select as well new softs.
I think it's really starting to ramp up to inners right now. I'm looking at the rain coming down as we come through Sector 3. I think it's really starting to ramp up.
Intermediates for
Neon in the chat calling a storm.
Intermediates for everyone. Cactus serving a 5-second time penalty. Lucky for him. I think he got it there on the start after that contact on turn 1. But this is going to be very close on the exit. Demon plays ahead of Maka. That's a big undercut, of course, the safety car.
Oh.
Having something to see there, but the Dulce, I think, messed with the McLaren driver. And Duncan, you have an illegal overtake right now. But I think it's already fixed. I will hope it's fixed.
Well, we'll find out in a couple seconds if somebody gets dinged. Grenade, Dirk, Rutanius, the top 3 now of this race, and that is just quite the top 3 to see. Ferrari, McLaren in a racing point now following the safety car.
Grenade and Dirk, I think the big winners here.
Well, we took a look at the position changes. Grenade, Dirk, each up 4 positions with now, potential podium positions for the pair of them. Rutanius has dropped back 1, Backrow back 3, Maka back 1. We've had some big winners. Damon up 7 positions. Dunk on You up 4, Undertaker up 8 positions here with Cactus. I have to say, he's made up 10 positions from where he began. We saw him have that issue in qualifying. Now he's up in 9.
10 places, yeah, for the Mercedes driver. He did a good strategy, I think. Being on those hards, he just made sure that those hards are going to the rain, and everyone now on the intermediates. So. But it doesn't seem like it's raining anymore. I think it's really tricky to see if it's for intermediates or not.
Well, this grid almost entirely caught up to the safety car, but I think we'll of course be going around for another lap, and this really does play with the race. It's going to really bring this grid together now, and I'll tell you, if you have a penalty like Unicorn or Arrow or Coffee Sipper right now, 3 seconds or 6, it really does hurt you with some of these safety cars should those gaps maintain quite tight when you finish the race.
And they will need to make some ground there if they don't want to be screwed by their own penalties. 6 seconds for Unicorn, 3 for Arrow, and 3 for Coffee Sipper on his debut right there on top 10 after he had damage on the first 10. I think now he did 2 stops. So he's on his 3rd stint, if I'm not mistaken, softs and intermediates. But this restart is going to be really interesting because I think DRS was enabled before this safety car, and of course when you do that, the restart of the safety car, of course you will not have DRS till 3 laps after that restart, so you really don't know if it's for intermediates or really not. Of course, everyone is on intermediate, so everyone is on the same strategy. You don't need to be really worried about. But if you want to risk and you're on the bottom and you start to feel like this is not for intermediates, you probably can try to put those softs, I think, on the stage and try to to the atolls that is known.
Well, Yoda's in the chat right now, Alex, and he's telling us that everyone's complaining about cold tires. Now, cold tires, yeah, you're going to have cold tires under the safety car, but for Yoda to bring it up, that's telling me two things. It's either, A, we're on the wrong tires, because the track isn't that it's not ready for the inners, you know? Or it's dry. Like,
I mean, if it's cold enough, like if the inters are cold, should be for inters, because otherwise they will be overheating. Well, on their safety car, I don't think so. But we'll see when this is green flag after Unicorn. I think he put it again for new intermediates, I guess. But we have to see on the restart, because they can be very cold. I think right now I'm board with Duncan. Yeah, he's on 70 degrees on the fronts, if I'm not mistaken. 67, around there. So it shouldn't be that bad. The thing is, when you do 1, 2, 3 laps, if they are going to overheat, because that's like a sign that it's going for, well, it has to be for tries.
Going around again. Going around again, ladies and gentlemen, waiting for Unicorn to catch things. No, we're not. Okay. Late call in. Normally you'll see it at the Sector 2-3 split. However, the safety car deciding to give us a little bit of a shock restart here now, late into the third sector. Grenade taking up his duties as race leader now to pace this grid through the chicane, and we'll have to see when he hits the throttle down now. The Ferrari driver with Dirk Chocolate and Rutanius hot on the rear. He is now throttling down, and we are back to green flag racing here in Spa.
Something a lot. There's not a lot of people who's struggling there on traction. Right now, Maka, it's a little bit of ground there between him and back row, who's there fighting for the podium, and Routinius. I think he got a good restart. But it seems like very quiet at the moment. Galwin with that disconnection. Oh, Damon Blaze almost lost it there on Radion. Went
Here
really
goes
wide to
Coffee
save that
Sipper.
car.
Coffee Sipper's not waiting around. Cactus with a little bit of a squeeze. Coffee Sipper jumping off the throttle there to get behind that Mercedes, avoid any contact there. Cactus, well, marking his territory in 9th position right now as we come down Kemmel.
The gap between Mac and Macro, is extending even more. 1.6 right now is the gap, and increasing, as I said. An arrow now exchange between both the Spaniards. I think Beccari had a mistake out of last comms. So he's down into B15. I don't know if he has damage. It doesn't seem like.
Yasko on the rear of Coffee Sipper now with a little bit of an issue on the rev sound on this Red Bull on our end right now, but he is hunting down that Alfa Romeo, one of the tightest grids on circuit. And his gaps on circuit right now.
We'll try it on the exit. He's really pushing there, but that's another warning. 3-second time penalty as well as a big, shake on the rear for the Red Bull driver. He's trying to push. Look at the battery, it's 100% already. He really needs to waste that much, because otherwise he's, just not taking all the profit of that battery. And Maka is still losing time. I don't know if he has damage or something, because that's really concerning, isn't it?
Yeah, that is very concerning. Maka right now just losing time to these front runners. Coffee Sipper, we have the rear view look at Yasko as we come out of the chicane. Is there going to be enough of an exit here? We jump to Gadwin as Arrow and him have exchanged for 13th position. And it's very clear cut that this rain is getting heavier. You can see now tire tracks quite clearly through. It's definitely time for inners. We're on lap 17 of this race as Grenade Goran is leading it in the Ferrari.
Unicorn retires on the pits. I think he had damage there, so will not be happy about that performance. Now Demon plays very, very close on Maka. Maka, I think he's making this train lose time. But right now Demon, look at the braking zone, like it's so late compared to that Haas driver. But of course not enough yet to make that move. Probably Maka having a lot of straight line speed, probably on more dry base setup.
I have to say that the strategy call coming out of the two drivers leading things right now in Grenade and Dirk has just been spot on. Rutanius within range of Dirk. None of these drivers with penalties. It's all going to come down to what happens on circuit
look at the
right
rain.
now. It's really getting heavy.
Look at the rain.
Yeah,
it's really pouring down.
We might even see a wet switch here.
That's what I want to say. Oh my God, this.
I'm on board with Damon right now.
He's sliding.
Look at that spray coming off of the Haas. It's just really, really thickening up.
Oh goodness, I think someone like probably Zasco, who's just behind the top 10 finishers. Well, not top 10 finishers, but they're on the outside the points. Coffee Sipper having a mistake.
Oh, 3-second time penalty as well. Unfortunately, through that section of circuit, you can see a major portion of wing damage. We got an aerial view.
Grenade is speeding.
Grenade
is speeding.
Look at this pit lane. Look at this pit lane.
Arrow crashed.
He has to be coming in for full wets. He has to.
Sector 3 yellow flag. Yeah.
They're coming on. They're coming on, Alex. The Ferrari says it's time, and there's a VSC.
This is massive for him. This is massive for him. 5 seconds.
My.
Collision with Galwin for Vicario. He is at the same car. But Arrow lost it on Blanche Shimon. Look at the rain.
Damon got in. Damon got in.
Raid on wets. Demon on wets as well. Vicario, I think, as well. Godwin. I mean, if the AI is going for wets. No, he's going for inserts. Never mind. Just ignore me. But Coffee Sipper as well has to be in for damage.
Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Oh my. Look at the weather. Look at Rutanius coming. Oh. We haven't seen full wets like this.
Went super wide on Brussels. Those inserts are not giving these drivers the facilities to have the grip. But I mean, if I'm Dark, I think I had the safest option. It was stay out, of course. But Grenade right now is really pushing. And now he's closing the gap with Noel. Oh, look at the difference.
Unbelievable grip. This Ferrari versus Noel. Wave bye-bye. Wow.
Oh, it's just amazing. Zasco and Cactus going side by side on Puon. But Grenade really needs to clear this traffic.
Hey, Tholtz, is that you?
12.6. 12.6 is the gap.
Oh, there's been contact. Cactus has gone round. Noel's gone into him. What's going on here in Sector 2? Damon's coming through on the wets as well. This is unbelievable.
Everyone is just sliding. Look at Grenade just on back of Zasco and Undertaker, who are going to stage right now.
There's no visibility. Yasko gets Undertaker. Here comes Grenade. Does he have the patience to wait here? Undertaker trying to defend this. Grenade says bye-bye. This is wild. Look at the traction. The rain is absolutely coming down here.
Maka into the pits. I think it's too late.
Why have you stayed out? This is not what you need to be doing. If you are on the intermediate compound tires, this is not good if you are in the top 5.
No, because the undercut is already done and they are waiting to Grenade to not have that comeback. It's 12.3 still the gap. And they have 3.5 laps to go. Of course, the grip on Grenade is amazing, but
he wins the race. Grenade wins the race, sorry. I'm telling you right now. Look at the speed.
But look at Zasco. He's on the outside.
Yeah.
The speed for him is better.
I love races like this, don't you, Alex?
I love it, but look at the oh my god, still side by side, and Zasco's protecting that place he has to, but he has a penalty as well, so I really don't know till which point it's good to defend that place, but Grenade going right now up into P5, and the Sector 2 is the one who really matters here on Spa. We'll see the grip, he logs up a little bit on Brussels, but just the mid-corner speed is amazing compared to the inters.
I bet you all of these guys on the inters come in.
I don't think so. I mean, if you're on the lead and you see the Grenade Goring's getting stuck in traffic right now behind Duncan Yu, he has only win 6/10 on the last lap respect to the leaders.
We're gonna see.
Very close.
So who's your winner? Mine's Grenade. I mean, I'm biased. For those that don't know, I drive for Ferrari.
Oh no. I think you're tired on track.
At least in the MRL. I wish I was a real Ferrari driver, but let's see how we go here. Look at this. He's now made it ahead of Duncan Yu. The gap, 5.5. 5.5 now as we come through Sector 3 to back road. There's no way the inners are the right tire right now. Look at this. He's just gone.
11.0. I'm looking at the gap between Grenade and Dirk, as Zaska overtakes Duncan on the outside, and Demon plays on the wets as well. Will try to do the same. Look at the difference on Blanchimon. It's going to be very close. He will try the outside line. He will try the outside line. Yes, he will. Just look at the difference in the braking. Of course, the wets are faster, but it's worth it. It's going to be. He needs 3.3 per lap, Grenade Goran, to win on Dark Chocolate right now when we start lap 20.
Well, I'll stop trying to be an analyst and I'll do more of the talking about what's going on track. And right now, Damon Yasko quite tight. Yasko, of course, he's on these intermediate compound tires. Here goes Damon. Easy as you like for him coming through turn 1, and there's not a lot that can be done when the traction loss is like this and you're that tight on circuit. Of course, these front runners right now, as you've said, they have a potential opportunity, but we're on lap 20 out of 22. There's still a good chunk of racing to go here. Grenade, 1 point. Never mind, he's within a second now of Backrow. Backrow struggling as we come into sector 2, and look at the speed.
There's the podium for Grenade. 2 seconds, he has closed the gap. I think it was when he crossed the line. Well, wave and bye-bye for the Ferrari right now up into P3. 7.1 is the gap, 6.8. Well, probably you're right. But it depends all on Rutenius and Dirk. If they, well, I think even more on Rutenius than on Dirk, because Rutenius needs to go defensive, but at the same time,
it depends on where they find each other on track. I think it's all about the position of where they find each other on track. Damon now around back row. Look at that. He's cruising. He's cruising in comparison. You can see the struggle of the intermediate compound tire right now. It is too much. It is too much. Alex, look at this gap. Look at this gap. We're on lap 20. We still have 2 more laps to go to the end of this race, and Grenade's already almost in a second range of Rutenius.
Dirk can really have a very good work for his teammate and probably block when he can. Grenade and Damon Place can close the gap, but it's 7.5 between both drivers on wet compound.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Ooh, Maka dunk on you. That wasn't what we needed. Dunk on you with a little bit of a graze of the Haas. Has spun round. Dunk on you now. Yellow flag through sector 3. Grenade now within serious range of Rutenius on the exit of turn 1. He's absolutely gonna breeze past the Dutchman. And 2 races in a row. Now the tires betraying Rutenius here. Grenade, 1.5 seconds here on the penultimate lap of this race in the Ferrari to hunt down the McLaren of Dirk Chocolate.
1.3. Well, he's going to get it on this lap. I think he's going to get close on this lap, or well, even over. So look at the difference. Oh my god. Probably you were right.
I like hearing that, Alex.
I know it. Look at the speed difference. But I thought Duncan was going to block even more. Grenade now fighting for the lead on No Name. He really has time to do it. Oh, what a switchback from Grenade, and he's now up into the lead. The Ferrari driver will try to bring for the Scuderia another win after his debut as a reserve on Zandvoort. Another exchange now. Mac and Bagro on the same place as Grenade and Dirk for 5th place. Okay, and that gap is really extending.
This might be really, really good for Damon Plays here. The question is, out of Rutenius and Dirk Chocolate, who is going to get on the podium? Because they are going to be really close. Out of Rutenius and Dirk, I don't know who's going to get it. I think Dirk might get there. It might be a double McLaren, Rutenius, Damon now. This is going to be tight. We still have another lap of racing. You know, Damon can really do something solid and guarantee Dirk a podium finish here if he's able to play rear gunner for McLaren.
I think Dirk will... I mean, the difference of... I mean, it's the same points for both of them. So, right now it's up into... Well, to the driver, look at the difference. I don't think he will even wait.
Yeah, it's just too shaky. Rutenius, 2.5 seconds off of the McLaren. Are we seeing a double? Are we seeing a double McLaren podium, ladies and gentlemen? Are we seeing the 2-3 for the McLarens right now? We are on the final lap of this race. Yasko, Undertaker with a drag race coming down to the hill. Look at this. Becario around the outside of Yasko. This man, wow, what a move, but he's slipped. He's slipped. Yasko's going to move back through.
He tried it on the outside of a rush. Now Undertaker will try it on the braking zone. Both Red Bulls on intermediates. Becario really needs to play it safe right now. He has on his hands P6, if I'm not mistaken. Zasko with a penalty, so he really will struggling. Now Zasko pushing wide, but I think Becario put the nose where he didn't need to.
Yellow flag being sparked up there, but we're not going to be seeing anything as a result. Of course, we are now on the final lap of this race. Undertaker, well, he's made it through on the Red Bull. Maka on the wets now. He's hunting down Rutanius. Rutanius, well, this isn't good for the Racing Point at all. Look at this. He's not only going to lose a potential podium or a potential win here, but he's going to lose 4th position to this Haas.
Maka really needs to put it.
Coffee Sipper around the outside of Yasko. He gets the move done. The wet's just really paying off. Maka.
Cactus spun out of one. Oh. A lot of action. Grenade Goran will cross on a few moments. Becario will try to get back row, as well as Maka. Rutanius letting off a blunt Simon, but there's Grenade Goran.
Grenade Goran with a fantastic win here. Damon Plays will cross 2nd position now. Dirk Chocolate in the other McLaren now. It is going to be a 2-3 finish. Maka, Rutanius exchanging. Dirk collects the finish in 3rd. Maka will get Rutanius. 4-5 for the pair of them. Undertaker now will come to the line. There's more action happening just behind the back row, happening to really fight off Coffee Sipper. Here's how, well, there's been a big issue for this Red Bull. I don't know what's happened to his wheels. Coffee Sipper will take 9th position on debut here. Yasko now will come around to the line in the Red Bull to collect the final points position. Wow, what a race we've seen here, Alex. What a race we have seen here.
Zasko will lose the points, actually. He had a penalty, and that cost him the points. Damon Please, I think he gained 11 places from the start. And he's going to be awarded the driver of the day in-game. And I don't think even in-game, well, I think on reality as well. Grenade Goran and him probably sharing that driver of the day. That was an impressive strategy at the end. He risked his lead of the race on lap 17, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, he just went for it. He knew the wets were the good tire at that moment. He risked everything.
What a race finish this has been. What a race overall it's been. Just what a tier 3 campaign. And I imagine everybody that took part in this one, especially those that finished in the points, going to be very happy with it. I hope you all enjoyed in the chat and in the stream. Thank you so much for being here and viewing along. Of course, we have the Americas division later this evening. We have tier 2 tomorrow, same time, same place, as well as tier 1 on Thursday. We're going to have some interviews in just a second. Wow, we're going to be speaking to Dirk Chocolate, Damon Plays, and Grenade Goran, the Ferrari driver from 5th to the win. What a strategy from these guys who went on to those wets. Damon from 13th to 2nd position today. It was Dirk Chocolate. He started in 6th. He collects 3rd. What a race. That's definitely one to remember. Definitely one to remember. We also had, of course, Maka, Rutanius, Undertaker, Becario, Backrow, Coffee Sipper, and Dunk on You rounding out the points finishers here. Yasko, Cactus, Gadwin, Knoll, Arrow, Unicorn, as well as Lavelle, Squid, Moen, and Linus Kektips joining us for this race. A multitude of DNFs in this one, all the way from 14th to 20th, unable to finish this campaign, but what a dynamic weather campaign it was.
Very dynamic, very unique, let's say.
Very unique indeed.
I think it was dry as there till lap 11, lap 10 was that light rain, and the safety car, well, made everyone to change to the inters, but probably it wasn't for inters as we thought. But then, of course, those wets having a very big role on this race.
Well, it's time to kick off some interviews. Joining us for an interview after one of the most dynamic races I think Alex and I can say we've seen in MRL to date. Dirk Chocolate from 6th position in the McLaren to 3rd. How are
Let's
you
go.
doing? Because this race was wild.
Oh, mate. 2 weeks in a row and 2 incredible. I don't know what it is about the wet weather. I love it so much. It was in that race from start to finish was me getting information, someone telling me something, and me going, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do something else. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do something else," because nothing was straightforward this race at all. It was just a game of gambling completely from start to finish.
Yeah, we had no idea, honestly, Alex and I, the weather forecast for this race. When we heard that there was going to be a dynamic of, dry to wet, we were very happy. When we found out that there was going to be a wet to, very wet dynamic, we were even more happy. But it was a big confusion for the tires. When you saw, were you speaking to Damon at all through the race? Because he had those wets and he was flying. So was there any doubt in your mind? Because in that last stint, that last phase, it was, I'll tell you right now, I had doubts. I had doubts.
Honestly, the weather forecast was meant to be raining at the very last 10 minutes of the race. It started raining in the first stint of the race. So that was both of us a call to whether to pit or not. I think we both did opposite strats. No, actually, he was on mediums, wasn't he? Then at the end of the race, he was. It said it's now very wet conditions, and Jeff was obviously saying move to wets. And obviously, me seeing the gaps and seeing who's ahead, I was thinking, 4 laps left. Let's just stay out on the intes and gamble it. Damon pitted and Grenade pitted, and then they got the VSCs, and they got lucky with the VSCs. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. That triggered me. But it was a great call nonetheless.
Well, I applaud you for managing to hold on to P3. I was a little bit concerned. Was there any question about Rutanius maybe catching you and having a battle with him near the end there, or were you confident that you could pull away from Rutanius?
I think I've beaten him in every single race so far.
Oh, well, there's a nice statistic. Well, congratulations, Dirk. Next week, Italy. Of course, we'll wish you well for that race, and just a solid finish, 2-3 for the McLarens today. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Same again next week, hopefully. Looking forward to it.
Take care, Dirk. Thanks a lot. Joining us now, another McLaren driver with a stellar performance. Damon, it's great to see you. 13th positions where you began this. Second position finish. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling class. I'm privileged to see the commentary booth for the first time ever.
Well, we're happy to have you here, and what a way to get in here. The wet tires, how did you feel on those?
The wet tires was probably the best decision I've ever made in any race in Formula One. It was amazing. I literally said to Dirk, I was like, I can't handle it any longer. I'm going on the wets. I went on it, and then just so much faster than the intermediates. I didn't expect to come second though. That was not the idea. But yeah, it's mad.
We've seen a lot of interesting tire dynamics lately. We saw Tholtzman last week in the Americas division. He was on the dries, operating in changeable conditions, flying past intermediates, and now today we saw you on the wets, as well as Grenade, who we'll talk to in a second, doing the same thing. So how does it feel to just storm through a field like that? Because I haven't been able to do that, but I'll just say it looked like you were having a lot of fun out there, and a solid race. 13th. Was there any? You said you weren't expecting that. How does this make you feel for Monza next week?
I was just speaking to Grenade there, and me and Grenade were having like a whale of a time storming through the field. We were loving it. He said it was so much fun, and it's probably the most fun I've had in a race so far. In the wet as well, which was even more of a shocker. But towards Monza next week, this has gave me a little bit of confidence. Just the fact that I was able to make the right decisions in the right places, just kind of it gave me a lot more confidence. But it's not. I know I'm not the fastest on the track, but at least making those decisions at the right time can get me up there. So I'm quite happy.
Well, congratulations, Damon, and it was a pleasure to have you here with Alex and I, and we'll hope to see you again here soon, if not, next race. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot, Damon. Talk soon.
Thank you very much. Bye. See you soon.
Well, that was Damon Plays, ladies and gentlemen, second place finisher. And now we are here with none other than the race victor, Grenade, the Ferrari driver. Hello, how are you? What a race that was, and just what a drive from you. Congratulations on the race win. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thanks. I have a big smile in my face right now.
Yeah.
It was a really fun race, actually. I in the beginning, I think we was 5 or 6 guys in the top, and then a big gap behind us. So it was a de-rest train. And then I stay out a bit long and box directly for Inters, and have a bit of luck when the VC came, when I box for wets. So, and after that it was the wets was really fast, so it was no chance for Inters.
When we saw you flying through the field, it was something to behold. It was something to see. It looked like a ton of fun. I can only imagine the reaction as you were flowing through the field there around a circuit like Spa as well. Just iconic. Of course, now I drive in Ferrari in the Americas division. I'm quite happy to see you win the race.
Yeah, nice.
This is your second race win, if I'm not mistaken, now this season in MRL. The other one coming in the Netherlands. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, that was a reserve then.
That was a reserve drive. Does it feel any different getting it done as a full-time driver now? You know, getting points for a team?
Yeah. Much better.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, and it was just a solid performance. Do you have, of course, Ferrari next week? It is Italy. Any expectations for the Temple of Speed?
I think the hometown of Ferrari will go. Me and Linus will get double stack on the podium, of course.
Well, I am very much looking forward to that, and congratulations again, Grenade. Hope to see you again here soon.
Thanks. Yep, bye.
What a race. What a podium finish this was. This has got to be, you know, another one of the great races, Alex, that we've seen over the course of MRL, and I'm just thrilled that I had an opportunity to see this race, and what a way to really kick off the week. Of course, we're going to have 4 more races of the official MRL divisions around Belgium this week, with the Americas taking place later this evening. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 2 a.m. for those of you going for the British summertime in the UK, or 3 a.m. Central Europe. Now, with that is all I've got to say, other than, of course, follow us on social media. We have Instagram, TikTok, we're on Twitter. We have everything that you can think of. Of course, all the replays, highlights from all of the races, as well as guides, can be found on our YouTube channel. You can join the league, join the Misfits community through the Discord, and, well, massive shout out to our fantastic partners, Next Level Racing. They really are doing a lot for the sim racing community. We love to have them working with us, and we're going to have some more announcements working with Next Level Racing coming out soon. Of course, next week for Tier 3, we go for round 15. It will be the Italian Grand Prix following that Singapore, and it is just going to be an awesome second half of the racing season for MRL Season 4. Any last words from you, Alex, before we head out and raid?
It was another fantastic race for Tier 3, as always. So, as always on MRL. So we'll see later on Americas if we can have a fantastic race, of course, as we always have on MRL.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for all the follows, the subs, as well as the raids. We had Unicorn come through, and, well, we'll see you later this evening for Americas, if not tomorrow for Tier 2. Have a great night, everybody.